Hello, welcome back to another Skull Plus video, and inside today's Skull Plus video, I have some more general VR news. In today's video, we're going to be talking about BoneLab patch number 5, and they just released this new patch. It came out yesterday, and I'm here to talk about it, so of course, let's get into it. It seems like it'll be about surface data, zone aggro, spawn force, and some optimizations. In patch 5, it focuses on bringing impact properties and stress level 0 grid wall assets to Meros SDK 1.1.0, along with a few other important features for level creation, responding to feedback from patch 4, and further optimization, build size, and overall performance in hitches via consolidating the materials that are used in game. Check out these changes in our updated text chambers mod, which you guys can see there. But with our actual patch, we have zone aggro, which means zone aggro enables spawn enemies to be alerted to players in zones. Previously in mod level, enemies would not react to a player firing a gun, but now with zone aggro, they will be alerted. They had surface data cards, which basically were the defining impact for properties for colliders. For example, this determines how a surface reacts by being impacted VFX-wise. Additionally, these can recommend a physics material to apply to associated colliders, and note this is so hot off the press that we don't even have the entirety of BoneLabs static geometry surface data card passed until patch 7. They talked about spawn force as well, and spawn force decorator applies to a directional and or angular velocity force when a create spawner object is spawned. You guys can even see from all these GIFs and stuff showing it off that spawn force even works with spawn enemies, and please use it responsibly. They talked about grid walls, grid mats, and glow mats that are now available for modders via our asset backlot. These are the same prefabs and materials we use to lay out levels. They also had player rig updates where the player rig adjustments have been made to further improve the physicality and control. The noticeable change is that the arms twist now, factors in the range of motion and neutral of the wrist. By getting the elbow closer to your real elbow, the hand is able to better represent the desired final pose of the hand. BoneLabs player uniquely doesn't simply use IK and to show a body connecting your hands to your head. Instead, there is a fully physical body with spine, elbow, and wrist constraints that art is directly drawn upon. This has been a massive but worthwhile change that began in 2020 but will continue for years to come. Under the hood, most players, or some players I should say, of Lava Gang may discover that a lot of invisible changes have happened to the rig. The code and prefabs have migrated from BoneLab to Mero, better for future development and accessibility in the SDK. Also, an unexposed active ragdoll may be discovered as work in progress for a rig that can tumble in 60 OF. They also had a material cleanup pass where all levels game-wide received a material cleanup pass to trim and reduce the number of unaccessory materials and improve visual consistency. This is also added to the benefit of reducing some chunk load of hitches, as the memory footprints for many areas have been dramatically reduced. The full game size is also slightly reduced by this consolidation. And they show off a bunch of GIFs from the map and stuff like that, and it's cool. Then they have some VFX cleanup where impact and particle FFX have gotten a pass across the board in an effort to make visuals more consistent. They also talked about SDK surface data tools, where in the SDK is an overlay tool to quickly apply impact properties to surface in levels. We are hoping this speeds up leveling updating for patch 5. Then they had some patch notes and stuff like that, and let's go over them. Inside of modding / SDK changes, we basically talked about everything from zone aggro all the way to, I'm pretty sure, avatar surface data, so I'm just not going to read that, and you guys can pause and read if you need to. For Mod.io Connect URL with the code filled automatically, copy to copy / paste buster on Quest on PC, the web page is automatically opened. Mod repo JSON change, where they sideloaded mod repositories no longer require the types dictionary to be present in the repository JSON file. And lastly, better palette editor. The palette editor now dynamically shows which data cards to create. Then they had a bunch of bug fixes, which you guys can see, and a few adjusts, which you guys can also see. Like fixing some things in guns, fixing some of the audio, fixing just bugs and stuff like that. I really don't want to have to read this, so you guys could just pause and read if you guys are really that interested. And lastly, they had some few things about rendering and further optimizations, and they go on to say this. Quest 3 now uses PC transparent materials. And lastly, shader cache validation further optimized the shader cache start up step to skipped if it hasn't already been generated for the current build and driver version. And for further optimizations, their build size further reduced, material reduction pass reduced some level hitching, and further audio clips set to properly play settings for improved performance. And lastly, unnecessary barcode allocations removed from crate spawning. And that's our entire patch 5 update. This has been this BoneLab video, and of course, be sure to let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to catch all the actual patch notes by your guys selves and read them yourselves, I will of course have a link down inside the description below for you guys. But of course, if you guys haven't already, I would greatly appreciate a subscription or maybe even a like on this video and stuff like that. It really does mean a lot. And to top that off, you guys should also see some more stuff from my channel on this side of the screen. Let me know if you guys want to see more BoneLab or other VR games. I'm open to suggestions, and of course, peace out everyone.